Good morning, everyone. We are Group 4 for Needs Health Course 666 was here. Today, we are going to talk about Kung Fu Panda Trilogy. Our group mates are Lim Jing Tian, Jia Xuan, Audra Liu, Joshua, and Brian. Next. We choose to go deeply into symptomatic meaning to analyze Kung Fu Panda Trilogy. In Kung Fu Panda 1, the symptomatic meaning is believe yourself, don't care about what others think, adhere to what you love. Anything is possible if only you can make it happen. Believe even if it may seem impossible. For example, in the film, although the five do not like Po at the beginning, but Po still adhere to stay because he believes his destiny is Kung Fu. He don't care and follow what others think. So believe yourself. You are the only you. Everyone is the best. Shine in your own way. Anything is possible if only you can make it happen. For example, in the film, although Po's father keep telling him to make noodles, but Po adhere to learn Kung Fu because he loves Kung Fu. It is same like in our real lives. We have to adhere what are we passionate in, but not following what others tell us to do. Also, believe that your student can and teach students according to their ability. When Po is giving up since he does not believe he can beat Tai Long, Master Shifu re-believe Po and Po can. And also Master Shifu teach Po according to his ability, not like teaching the five because Po can't fly as crane, not as fierce as tigers, not as fast as mantis, and not as agile as snake. Mr. Pink, Po's father, running a business selling noodles. He keeps telling the world saying that his noodles are special and even Po, the panda, believes that his father has his own special recipe. The goose tells Po that there is no secret ingredients at the last. What makes you special is you trust that you are the special one. It is same in you and your life. You need to believe that you are special and you are good so that you will be able to tap into your full potential. Let me give you some examples. You don't need to be Michael Jordan to play like him. You just need to be yourself and be unique. Don't copy, just be authentic. Everybody else has been taken. You just need to be back who you are. If Walt Disney listened to other people's opinion, we wouldn't have the Disney theme parks today. If J.K. Rowling doesn't believe in her storybooks, there won't be any Harry Potter today. If the Wright brothers don't trust themselves, there will be no airplanes today. So, be yourself, be special, be unique, and be authentic. Next, we will go to the scenes for part 1.
These are the scenes from Kung Fu Panda 1 that has symptomatic meanings. So, the first scene shows Master Shifu and the Furious Five couldn't accept and didn't like Po being there. But Po stayed there all the way. It's because he believed his destiny is Kung Fu. The second scene shows that Po also felt upset that he doesn't belong there. However, Master Oogway thinks he is thinking too much about the past and future and tells Po to just focus on the present. The third scene shows Master Shifu was not able to believe that he can train Po into a dragon warrior. However, Master Oogway thinks he can if he believes and tries. Next. The fourth scene shows Master Shifu asking Po to have faith in him as a master to teach Po. And next, Po's father tells Po that there's no secret ingredient in his noodle soup. It will be special if you believe it's special. So you can be special if you believe you are one. Last, Po tells Tai Long that the secret ingredient is yourself. So believe in yourself. Next.
Next, we will go to the Kung Fu Panda 2. The symptomatic meaning in Kung Fu Panda 2 is you get to choose who you want to be. Everyone's life began differently, but you are the only to decide your future yourself. Put down the past, live in the moment. Put down your past and accept yourself. Who are you now? Who you want to be? What is your choice now? Trust yourself and decide yourself. No one could help you decide. For example, in the film, Po's destiny is to become Dragon Warrior and protect his homeland. Also, as told in the film, to get inner peace, you have to listen and accept to yourself. Anything is possible. Many times in our lives, we will face challenges and uncertainties. We may not always have good times. There are tough times and we may feel that everything is going against us. However, tough times don't define us. When you are having difficulties in life, it doesn't mean that it is the end of the world. Adversities and setbacks don't make us who we are. It is the strength to overcome them that makes us strong, and how we perceive the future that makes us who we are. Extraordinary people such as Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, Warren Buffett, J.K. Rowling, Nelson Mandela, and all gone through tough times, but they never let the adversity stop them. They overcome setbacks and thrive again. So you get to choose who you want to be. Next, we will go to the scenes for part 2.
In Kung Fu Panda 2, there are also many symptomatic meanings. The first one is about Po telling the other masters that they need to believe in themselves and Kung Fu, even if it may seem hopeless. Next, Master Shifu asks Po who is he? Who does he want to be? Is he accepting himself? This part shows us that we need to think deeply of who we really are and what we want to be. The third scene shows that the ship is telling Po to not fight with his innermost and accept his past and who he currently is in order to make peace within himself. And last, Po tells Shan to put down his past and tells him that he has a choice to choose on what he wants to do or be. Next.
Next, we will go through Kung Fu Panda 3. The symptomatic meaning in Kung Fu Panda 3 is stay true to yourself. You are turning you into you, not becoming others. Everyone is different. Others are perfect in something, but it doesn't mean you too. You have your own way. For example, everyone has different ways to study. Everyone has their own ability and passionate. First, think about it. Who are you? Just like Po is thinking, who is he? And he is a panda. What are you good at? Just like Po is thinking, what is panda? You do what you can do, just like Po does what panda do. For example, Po can't fly as crane. He is not as fierce as tigers, not as fast as mantis, not as agile as snake, but panda is good at rolling, eating, and more. He used his own panda way to learn Kung Fu. What makes you you? What can you bring to others? Just like Po is thinking, what is Dragon Warrior? And Dragon Warrior is not only showing off his Kung Fu and protecting his homeland. Dragon Warrior also carrying forward Kung Fu. You can do more than you can see and yourself, and an incredible power awaits you. For example, Po is mastering in Kung Fu, so when he becomes a teacher, he carries forward what he is good in and help others to find their ability. Those pandas are using their ability to learn Kung Fu. You are turning you into you, not becoming others. Your real strength comes from being the best you can be. So what makes you you? What are you? Who are you? Who do you want to be? And what do you want to accomplish in your life? This is so true. Your strength comes from you doing your best you. In life, you can only produce a remarkable result when you become you and do your best. Therefore, you must first understand yourself. You must first find out what you want to be and what you are good at. If you want to be an expert and a master in what you do, you must follow your heart and do what you do best. This is how successful people create extraordinary results in life. There is something more to learn, just like Po. Although Po is already turning into master, he still learns how to teach students according to their ability. If you only do what you can do, you will never be more than you are now. Dare to be different and dare to go out of the box. You do not have to follow the crowd. If you do what most people do, you will get what most people get. Next, we will go to the scene.
Last, there are also many symptomatic scenes in Kung Fu Panda 3. The first scene shows that Master Wu Wei telling Kai that the more he takes, the less he will have. Therefore, it shows that greed will eventually not bring happiness. The next scene shows Master Shifu explaining to Po that he is not trying to change Po into him, but into Po himself. This part shows us that we should not copy or be someone else, and be our original self. Last, This scene shows Poe's father saying to Li Shan, Poe's biological father, that every parent will do the wrong things for the right reasons for their child because of love. Next.
Next, after going through Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3, we find that there is a symptomatic meaning throughout Kung Fu Panda Trilogy, which is fulfill your destiny, love yourself. From Kung Fu Panda 1 to 3, it is a process of fulfilling your destiny. In Kung Fu Panda 1, it is talking about what are you really passionate in. For Po, it is Kung Fu, not noodles. In Kung Fu Panda 2, it's talking about what is your destiny. And Po's destiny is becoming Dragon Warrior and protect his homeland. Kung Fu Panda 3 is talking about be yourself. Use the inner truth of yourself. Who are you? And Po finally realized he is a panda. Po has to live like panda, eat like panda, and fight like panda. So, at the end, the destiny for Po is using Kung Fu to protect his homeland and become a teacher to carry forward Kung Fu. He teaches students according to their ability, help them to find who they are, what's their ability. We can relate it into our real life. You are the master of your destiny. No one and nothing can come in between you and your destiny except you. You are who you are and where you are right now because of all your decisions and your own actions. No one can decide how you live your life and no one can force you to do things if you don't want to. If you hate your work, you can just call your boss and tell him that you want to resign. It is your own thinking that stops you from getting what you want. It is your own excuse saying that you can't quit because you have too much commitments and stuff. If you always wanted to start your own business or invest in properties and stocks, what is holding you back? Not the market, not your wife, and certainly not others. It is you that is holding yourself back. It is your thinking that is stopping you. You are stopping yourself from moving forward and change. When you understand that you are in control of your life, nothing can come in between what you want except you. So have fun and enjoying the life that you created yourself. Also, from Kung Fu Panda 1 and Kung Fu Panda 3, it is the process of loving yourself. As you can see in Kung Fu Panda 1, it is talking about belief in yourself. After you believe yourself, you can only love yourself. In Kung Fu Panda 2, it says put down your past and accept yourself. You get to choose what you want to be. After you choose what you want to be, you can only learn how to love yourself. In Kung Fu Panda 3, stay true to yourself. To learn how to love yourself, first you have to stay true to yourself. Next, please.
So the similarity of the trilogy, belief in yourself. The trilogy of Kung Fu Panda is telling us to love and have faith in yourself, even though there are many noises of discouraging and doubt, but the past experience cannot define who you are. You cannot change the past, but you always have the authority and the power to rewrite your own future and to break through the limits and become a better version of yourself. And never stop learning and also never stop growing. Next.
This is all the scene of effect for the symptomatic meaning. So you can see from picture 1, when Paul looked at himself, he realized the ingredients that are needed are not from the others. It means there's only himself. And the moral is to achieve success not from what we have, but ourselves. So you cannot make people do something for you and then make a success for yourself. It will be impossible for that because you need the ambition and everything first. You get it, the achievement. And then you can see the picture number 2. Master Sifu talks that you only do what you can now. You are not the best from now. It means we have to exit what we can do now so that we can achieve what we want to and exit it. And then you can see the picture number 3 also. We can see the Master Ugi talking about yourself, who believing in the abilities you can in real life. We have to hold it again and believe what we make. And the last picture, this is the last scenes. When Pu talks, the Master Shifu, he can do it for the battle for the last boss. And then the Master Shifu have advice. When you have a peace within yourself, means that all achievements are owned because we are willing to try and not give up so that we can reach that point. It means if you have a problem in your life for doing something and then your job and your hobby also, but at the point, of course, you tire, right? So you must do it and survive for anything if possible, and then you can get it achievement, and then you can also happiness about your achievement, and that's it. Next.
I'll be talking about the emotional effects Chinese culture symbol. Firstly, Kung Fu Panda is an action comedy and a feel-good film because the audience will have a good time watching it with their family. Moving on is that this film has a lot of knowledge about Chinese martial arts and received high praises due to the sincerity and respect they have towards Chinese culture. They put real emotions to make sure that this film has authentic Kung Fu feel created for the audience. The production designer and art director did a lot of research on Chinese paintings, sculpture, architecture, and martial arts films. The directors like martial arts is why Kung Fu Panda was inspired by Kung Fu Hustle. They even cooperated Chinese musicians to create Chinese orchestra as the soundtrack. Last but not least is that this film is energetic and exciting as the actions of martial arts that were produced in this movie is very thrilling and attractive. Kung Fu Panda is not just a film, but it's more like a cultural symbol, especially for the Chinese. They are able to relate to the film. When you see panda, you might think about China, and when you think about China, you might think about martial arts. When you see Kung Fu Panda, you will think about China and martial arts, which is a perfect combination of cultural elements and emotional elements. Now I'll pass over to Kelvin.
So the emotion that can relate to the audience is the Kung Fu Panda trilogy can relate to actual life of a person that we often look down or discouraged by others. Some of us are living the dreams of our parents instead of our own passion. The trilogy has also shown us how to overcome the fear in our lives. Next.
Last but not least, Kung Fu Panda Trilogy brings mental effects to the audience. Kung Fu Panda is so successful because Kung Fu Panda Trilogy is the reflection of people's true life. After watching Kung Fu Panda, we know that we have to fight for ourselves and be prepared to be our own hero in our life, just like Po. Audience follow Po's spirit and learn valuable lessons from Po. Kung Fu Panda had affected people's attitude in their personal life. It is really difficult to believe Panda will beat the stronger competitors while watching beginning of the movies, but Panda did. So everything is possible. Panda is a normal people like us, but he still insists his dream and has a strong belief in his life. Po has a lot of spirit. For example, believe in yourself, never give up. Perseverance, life is here and now. Accept life as it is. Hope keeps you going. Create your own destiny. Explore your real passion. Things happen for a reason, and more and more and more. Example scenes. Po is facing difficulties in his life, and Po defeat the enemy and protect his homeland. Panda never gave up no matter what happened in his life, such as other people incomprehension and suspect. It is a common phenomenon that people need to deal with difficulties and undertake the suffering. That's all for today. Thank you.
And then at the list of these scenes, we can talk about our morality about this film, and then I'll discuss